Hey everyone! So in this video today, we are going to talk all about high notes. Specifically, if you have ever had problems with your high E cracking or your high F sharp cracking, or you just find that your high register notes aren't sounding as good as you want them to, this training is going to be really helpful because I'm going to go over topics that help your tone in general, but specifically your high notes. So in this video, we are going to be going over why high notes crack and what you can do about it. Let's go ahead and get into it. So in my experience as a teacher, as a flute player who's played for 20 years now or so, there are basically two things that cause high notes to crack. And they are, number one, not enough air. And then number two, if your posture is not quite right. And I'm going to actually demonstrate that. So let's take high E, for example. There we go. Lovely high note. That is a note that loves to crack. So if you're trying to play high E and it's coming out like this, maybe it's cracking down, a lower note is coming out, you are not using enough air. So one thing that I really like to suggest to people is imagine that you're blowing out birthday candles. And for whatever amount of birthday candles you use for your lower notes, double or triple those for your high notes. I feel like I've talked about this a million times in different videos, but I just love this analogy, the birthday candle analogy. So for me, I would say for my lower E, right in there, I'm using maybe 5 birthday candles worth of air. So for my super high E, I'm going to use 15 birthday candles. So that should just kind of demonstrate how much air you have to use and also how fast your air should be. So that is the first reason, not enough air. The second reason why high notes crack is posture. So I'm also going to demonstrate that. A lot of you have probably heard that you're supposed to keep your flute horizontal like this. You're not supposed to be droopy. You're not supposed to be all the way up here. You're supposed to be in the middle. Now, the reason this is important is because if it's not centered in the correct way, you could experience cracking. So do you hear how as I move my flute up and down, the note literally cracks? I'm just doing my high E fingering. So I'm going to do that again. High E. Try it out. I'm willing to bet that if your flute is too low, especially if it's too low, if it's too high, I don't experience that as much causing problems. But if it's too low, it's going to be really hard to get those high notes out because the angle isn't quite right. The right angle for the flute, I would say, is perpendicular to your nose. So draw a line down your nose. You want your flute to be 90 degrees to that. If it's more like here, that might be why you're cracking so much. So just to recap, the two reasons why your high notes might be cracking are 1, not enough air. So go ahead and blow out more birthday candles than you normally do. And number 2 is posture. So take a look in a mirror. If you don't have a mirror, your phone camera can work pretty well, and just make sure that things are lined up. Okay, so now I'm going to show you an exercise. And this is especially helpful for if you're not using enough air. We're going to do octave slurs, and we're going to start on low G. Because why not? G is a good note. That's the finger of low G. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to slur up. And as I slur up, I'm going to almost crescendo to the high note. So I'm actually just going to demonstrate that a couple of times, and then I'm going to talk more about like how you go through the exercise. So here we go. So there we go. And use the real fingerings. You're going to literally play the lower note, slur it up to the higher note. Don't like use harmonic fingerings, use, the real fingerings. But when you do that, nice crescendo up. So you can start on whatever note you want, but I recommend starting on a lower note and going up to a higher note. And just follow your chromatic scale and blow out 5 birthday candles, 15, 5, 15. And that is a good high note exercise. So if this video helped you, remember to hit subscribe. We have a lot of other helpful videos on this channel that are meant to just support you in your practicing. And everything I would say on what makes this channel unique is everything's very focused on being educational. We're not spending time talking around the point, if you know what I mean, with some other videos that are out there. So we just get straight to the point so that you can get some productive practicing in. And yeah, we also listen to your feedback. So if there's another video that you want recorded, or if you have a question about something, leave a comment below, because we're always looking for more content to make and we would love to help you out. So without further ado, happy practicing, and I'll see you in the next video.